What up with it? So here's the deal. I'm contacting the lawyers who represented the Sandy Hook family recently. I'm sure you heard of it. They have. What's happening? White Boy Radio back with another one. As you can see, yes, contacted the firm that represented the Sandy Hook families. For those that don't know, you'd have to be living under a rock. Alex Jones was recently sued for a lot of money from the families from what he said back in the day. Alex Jones is sorrowful, and I do enjoy his content. I like Alex Jones. He's said publicly he's sorry. And even as of recently, they went after even more of his assets to try to take his whole company down, InfoWars. But I told you guys a long time ago, for people who support the Wells, following the Summer Wells case, you know, we've been trying to find a way to help them legally. So there's a lot to uncover here. But this video is going to be revolving around Jonathan Lee Richards and what he did in that to the families in the Sandy Hook case. Look, here's the deal. Alex Jones had to pay a lot, you know, not just money. It's looking like his business may go under now. It was the reason why Elon didn't want Alex Jones back on the platform when Elon bought it. And, you know, I respect Elon's decision. I wish he would not let tragedy pimps in on his platform. I like Alex Jones. I support his content again, but you know, he's publicly said he's sorry, unlike JLR. Now, in this video, we have a lot to uncover. And before I show you the actual phone call, you know I come with receipts. It's going to be at the end of the video. I urge my supporters, because I see this in my content, in my comments a lot. I like JLR, this and that. Hey, that's fine. I've told you guys personal stories with him in real life and all this. You could take it for a grain of salt. You can watch it live. What you can't do is dispute it. But you may not know a lot of what's going to happen in this video. What I'm going to do in this video is show you some things that this guy did in the Sandy Hook case, okay? People like JLR, and this is just my personal opinion and my observation of what I see on YouTube. They like him because he's like an ambush journalist. He calls himself a gonzo journalist. Okay, the guy has, in all reality, he's been harassing families for some time. You guys know, if you're watching this and you know who JLR is, and you've seen him with Bullhorn Betty go and get Don Wells fired live on a YouTube stream. You've also seen him go track them down in a whole different state when they're trying to get work, and get, you know, and knock on their, you know, hotel door. You know, that it's borderline stalking. You know, the police were called that time, but there's a lot of things. As of lately, the police were also called on when he went to go cover the Alex Murdaugh. Somebody in the Alex Murdaugh family or the neighborhood or whatever, they called. And, you know, they reported him. You see what happens with the Cajun Navy. There's always, you know, borderline police activity and this and that. And he hides behind this press badge, right? But he's gotten smarter. He hides behind that media shirt, that media hat. And what's funny is, in my observation here on YouTube, I feel like people tune into his content and I do see, oh, I like JLR in my comments because, you know, he's going to go there and get you the story. And he's going to do what he can do to get you the fast fix and the, you know, the immediate reaction, an aggravator or what have you. You know, whether it's Alex Murdaugh, the Wells, he has done damage in a lot of cases. And if you're an OG of this community, you know what I'm talking about. So what we're going to do today is take a look at what he did to the families in the Sandy Hook situation. And I want to show you how he taunted the victims' families in another mass shooting and how weird he was. And then lastly, I'll play you the phone call that I made to the lawyers. You know, Alex Jones, it's not hard to find out what lawyers represented him. But did the lawyers know that there's a big YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that have also taunted the family? Do they know that? How does that tie in? Well, as you see in this phone call, when I played at the end of this clip, at the end of this video, hey, I can back it up with clips of what he's done to other missing families. So you'll get it. Just stick with me. It's going to be a longer video. But for my subscribers that I do, randomly see in my comments, oh, I like JLR, this and that. I'm not telling you who to subscribe to. I'm not telling you where and what not to watch. I'm telling you to open your eyes a little bit. That's it. If you tune into JLR, then you probably have a taste for true crime. You probably enjoy watching this content with missing children, and you probably are an advocate yourself. Okay, you probably have a spot in your heart for these kids. I'm going to show you him taunting a victim that's 6 years old, little girl who's passed. That's not funny. Someone who's she's not alive anymore. He's a lot of people don't understand this guy's content. So this is going to be a longer video. I'm giving you a lot of context right now, and I urge my subscribers that do type those comments to please watch this in full. This is very important. Again, we're going to go through about 2 cases here. I'm going to really break this down to you, and then we'll get to the phone call that I made to the lawyers. Because unlike Alex Jones, who's apologized for his actions, JLR has never done it. He's always doubled down. And he continues to hurt families. He continues to attack families. And there's no debating that. You can't debate that. And if you debate it after that, well, I don't know what to tell you. I've showed clips of him, sucking off a soda bottle and saluting Hitler.
Use your imagination.
And we can't forget about him, sniffing poop-stained women's panties.
That looks like shit stains.
Oh, but that's nothing what you're about to see. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take you back to the Sandy Hook shooting. And I want to show you how JLR felt about the situation.
Family Riches, December 16th, 2012, and I am in Newton, Connecticut. Town, unless you are law enforcement, I believe they're trying to cover something up. I believe this whole incident was a false flag attack. I believe that Adam Lanza was mind controlled by the Illuminati or possibly by some sort of New World Order global elitists. I'm here as
All right, so now that you know his theory on what happened at the Sandy Hook shooting, let's kind of see how he treated the victims. I'm going to be very careful how I do this and understand I could show you a lot of clips right now. I have a lot of clips, but I'm not going to cause any of them families any more pain. But I will show you a few things that he did just to give you a picture. So here you have him. The name of the video is called Dawn of the Dead with the Sandy Hook and James Holmes situation. He rides around with a couple little figures and stuffed animals in his car. He's driving around the funeral home where the victims were buried. So I'm not going to play any clips of too many more of the Sandy Hook victims, or I have a lot of clips of him in that case and him taunting and doing weird shit like you're seeing, and his weird theory. He thinks it's all MK Ultra, New World Order. It never happened. The families didn't matter. But as you see, he has these little things like this in his car. He has one of James Holmes from the mass shooting from the movie theater in Aurora, and he has Ryan Lanza from the killer in the Sandy Hook mass shooting. He carries both of them and stuffed animals. It's all weird. Again, I'm not going to put too much Sandy Hook information in. And again, before you watch the phone call of me calling the lawyer, it's interesting that we're bringing up this Holmes character. So because I won't disrespect or I can't really air too much more of the Sandy Hook clips. I'm giving you a taste, okay? Let's move on to the other mass murder, okay? James Holmes, and let's see how he treats those victims. Okay, have a peek.
Jonathan Lee Riches. And this place here is the Islamic Society of Chester County. Entrance for women, entrance for men. And me and James Holmes wanted to take a trip. I have a letter here. I'd like to read it. Dear Islamic Society of Chester County, on behalf of Jonathan Lee Riches and James Holmes, we would like to wish you a happy Hanukkah. Please accept our donation of food, a token of our appreciation. Jesus loves you. Jonathan Lee Riches and James Holmes. I'm going to... Here is pork skins and pork rinds. And here is pork and beans with bacon. Here you go. All right. And free James Holmes. James Holmes is innocent. Okay.
So yeah, left a lot out of that video and who lived in that house and how they pertain to the case. James Holmes is innocent. A mass killer, okay, that he rides around with a serial killer's little weird thing, just as he did in the Sandy Hook killing. Okay, and you may not know this case. I'm going to link a lot of shit in the description box. Please educate yourself. But let's hear just a real fast backstory, okay, on that guy's mental state. And let's have a real quick look at one of who that guy killed. And then we'll get into the phone call.
You know, he's living, he's breathing, and our loved ones are gone. And the gaping void, the gaping wound that we have with the loss of our granddaughter.
Message.
And that is their reality, that victims live every day with what their son did. 6 years, Bob and Arlene Holmes have been trying to learn and understand everything they can about violence and mental illness and how to address it. They come to this eclectic garden dedicated to crime victims in Southern California near their home, where they remember and pray for those who their son, James Holmes, murdered and maimed.
So it's pretty disgusting. Mental illness, violence, that's his parents. You see the little 6-year-old girl. But here we are on YouTube and JLR is a child advocate. Well, he wasn't advocating for that slain girl when he was joking and clowning the victims of going to their graveyard and laughing in that little girl's, his grandparents' faces. This dude is a weirdo. I always was asked, okay, after being in the Gabby Petito case, creators, if I joined a panel or stuff, I've always forever got hit up, subscribers, what is JLR like in real life? He's a weirdo. He's sheltered. But I didn't know. I didn't know like why I got this like this overwhelming, question always asked. I get it now. And that's the point of this video. Point of this video is I wouldn't have been nowhere near that coward if I would have known. But the internet did kind of tell me overwhelmingly about Molly Golightly, but I wish there had been more videos like this. I could sit here and spend another hour of clips just on the Sandy Hook and the James Holmes case, but it doesn't matter. Police report in the Murdaugh case. What you've seen them do to Don and Candus. And let's take a second on Don and Candus. You may not like Don and Candus. And I hope I'm talking to somebody who thinks that they are super guilty. This idiot is always saying they are the prime suspects. The first person in the comment section below to actually show me any law enforcement officer, not a guy with a media shirt, saying that they're prime suspects, you win $500 on Cash App today. They're not prime suspects by any law enforcement. It's idiots like this guy who's ambushing their hotel, getting them fired. But you guys seen that. I'm giving you 4 different cases where he's done this weirdo shit. Which brings us to the point of the video and me calling and reaching out to the lawyers that handled the Alex Jones case. hey, I just tipped them off, people. Do they know this? Because I'll tell you what, they did a damn good job. And I'm pretty calculated with my YouTube videos. So by the time you see this all put together, I've made that call days ago. And I'll keep you updated as if any response I may or may not have gotten. But as of making this video, I would love to give some testimony about what they've done to some friends of mine. Not mine. I could link it all together and put the pieces together, but I could also connect people and phone numbers and get personal testimony. So we'll see what happens. But for my subs that I see there's random comments on, I wish I could show you a lot more regarding this, but I can't. I can't. But what I will do is make a playlist on this guy, 100%. So be on the lookout for that. However, here you go, my phone call to the firm. Quick, really fast edit. As I was talking to these people in the vehicle, I say the Sandy Hook family. Okay, that is a mess up. That is a no-go. It's families, plural. Yes, I know. So as you listen, you'll see that. Well, that's about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Share this out here. Become a member if you can. And please, I ask my subscribers. I am really very interested I want to see if people are like, what can somebody push back on this video about? Like, what family are you going to debate? Are you going to debate all of them or one at a time? So if I see like the pro JLR in the comments, because he's got like a weenie boy army. What's comical is I literally played the full clip of him sucking off a soda bottle and saluting Adolf Hitler, and they still debated. And that's what made me want to make the playlist. There's some weird people, man. Child advocates. Huh. But leave your comments below. And without further ado, this is the beginning of who knows what. Until the next one, it's White Boy Radio, and I'm out.
What up with it? So here's the deal. I'm contacting the lawyers who represented the Sandy Hook family recently. I'm sure you heard of it. They have sued Alex Jones for what he did to the Sandy Hook family. I like Alex Jones, but I don't like people messing with families with missing people cases. Definitely not in slain school shooting cases. But I want to notify this law firm kind of the shenanigans JLR has done in the Sandy Hook case. So here goes nothing. We're about to call them and see what happens.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, how are you doing today? Hello?
Good evening.
Doing all right. I wanted to give some information to you. This is the firm that represented the Sandy Hook family. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, how you doing? This is the firm that represented the Sandy Hook family, correct?
Right.
So, I wanted to kind of let the lawyers know there that there is a huge YouTuber on YouTube. He's got several 100,000 subscribers, and this guy also has attacked the Sandy Hook family. There's footage on one of his Facebook accounts of him harassing these people, leaving weird stuffed animals, just a lot of stuff. I just kind of wanted to tell the lawyers that. The guy is known for harassing families and missing people cases and whatnot. I just kind of wanted to give you a heads up.
What's the name?
You want the name of the YouTube channel?
Yes, sir.
What? It's Jonathan Lee Richards, and the name of the channel is actually called JLR Investigates. It's a huge YouTube channel, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And one of the reasons I was calling, ma'am, is I am friends with a family that has it's a pretty big missing persons case. It's an active Amber Alert case. Are you familiar with Summer Wells, missing girl out of Tennessee?
No, sir.
Well, her family has been attacked by this gentleman as well, and this guy has, got the father of the missing girl fired. He's shown up at their hotels. He just harasses family members. I can give you multiple different cases and multiple different examples, and best of all, it's all footage. But it's all there, the majority on his YouTube channel, but the stuff on the Sandy Hook is, it's not on his YouTube, it's on a Facebook page. So I don't know if this information could help, I just want to give this information to the council there, in an attempt, hopefully they could do something with it, for the family there, Sandy Hook, but the guy harasses a lot of families, and it's just it's out of control.
Okay, I can pass along the information.
All right, I appreciate it. Do you have my number on the caller ID here?
Yes, sir.
If they can call me if they need any links to what I am suggesting and telling you. If anything I could do to assist them. And I could, explain exactly in detail different cases, different examples, different harassment. But I don't know if, hopefully the family could maybe take advantage of it. I just giving you a tip. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Well, you have the number, right? My name is Matt.
Matt, thank you. Yes, sir, I have the information.
All right, you have a good one, okay?
Thank you. You do the same.
Bye-bye then.
Bye-bye.
You gotta stop harassing families, man.
What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe to my clip channel at White Boy Radio Clips, and in the description box is the link to be a member. Become a member if you can. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay safe, stay smart. Peace.